sorry, it's me again. We would like to go to the next talk. I will be the speaker for the next talk.
Well, then, from my side, I would like to talk about the certification program on research data management service at the Department of Library Science at Kyushu University. As I've been saying, I'm from the Data-Driven Innovation Initiative, and so I belong to the research from 2011. I have been here at the Department of Library Science, and also since I have become professor of Research Data Service Division, I still continue my activity at the Department of Library Science, and I will be focusing on this new certification program that has been launched, and I would like to briefly introduce this new program. So as we've been hearing, so research data management support and the necessity of having human resources for that has been mentioned several times in the 6th Science, Technology, and Innovation Basic Plan. This was announced, and also in this basic plan, it says that appropriate research data management is necessary, and also the utilization of data should be promoted. And this year in February, the summary of deliberation by the Working Group on Ideal University Libraries in the Age of Open Science. I have been a member of this working group, and once again here as well, the university library staff should also be involved in research data management, it says. And in the university, they should understand the nature of academic research and the life cycle of research at universities, and the staff should recognize what kind of services are required and perform them appropriately. So with this background, for the research data management, we believe that we need to be more proactively involved. And so how should we be involved? We thought about 2 different approaches. One is, as Professor Tomiura said, providing data storage for research data management to provide the system and environment that is necessary. But also, on the other hand, to ensure that researchers can manage their research data appropriately and efficiently, to provide support personnel to make that happen. So this is the background, and as I said earlier, I am also involved in the Research Data Service Division. And for the Library Science Division, this was established in March 2011, and this looks at the management and provision of information infrastructure based on the user's perspective. And also highly skilled information professionals should be developed. So it's not just library science, but record management and archival management. So we have instructors and professors in these fields. At the University of Illinois, the iSchool there, just like them, we call our department iSchool as well. The Division of Research Data Service provides the service for research data management. But we also develop human resources to support research data management. So together with the Department of Library Science, the Research Data Service Division is getting together to nurture such professionals Especially, we can provide opportunities to get hands-on experience. So we have the education that is provided as well as opportunities to gain experience. So from 2023 in the autumn, the RDM or Research Data Management certification program will be established and will be started. So usually the best way should be to go through and master's program or doctoral program. But of course, we speedily need to nurture such human resources, and people who are already working out there may not be able to join a doctoral or master's degrees program. Therefore, we have decided to go for a certification program so that the students who join can gain the necessary credits. So that is what we have proposed. And under this program, what are the kind of human resources we are trying to develop? These are the three major points. People who can provide appropriate services in RDM. So together with the researchers, they will communicate in order to provide the support that is necessary. And for each of the research organizations, developing systems and designing services for the RDM services. So research data management, we are still struggling to see how that should be done, and it has to be done in a way that is appropriate for the organization. So building up such systems and designing services is key. And the last one is building a network beyond the organizations as research data management support professionals. So just like the University of Illinois and the Michigan University Library, I have learned that research data management is done with a data curation network. Such a community is created for information exchange and to providing more improved services. So we want people to be able to work going beyond the borders of organizations. And therefore, we are looking for people who can do that. So the expected students, those who will be admitted, staff at university libraries, librarians or URAs, and people who are practitioners in research promotion departments. Of course, people who want to be involved in research data management in their workplace. So graduate students also will be the target. We have the master's course and doctoral course at the Department of Library Science, and therefore this is a graduate school certification program. So the outline of the program, we have 5 courses providing 5 credits. It could be completed in 1 year. So 5 courses, 5 credits may mean that maybe it's not enough, but we do not want to place a big burden on people who may already be working. We have this is the minimal that would be required, and we will have face-to-face classes as well as online classes. The face-to-face classes will be done on weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays at Kyushu University. We will ask people to come for intensive lectures, and then the other classes will be done online. So why do we have these intensive lectures? We do hope that the students can form networks by meeting face-to-face, and I believe that that would be the basis of creating a community of research data management personnel. It may be difficult to come all the way to Kyushu, but we are hoping that they can create their own network by meeting face-to-face. Now this shows the buildup of the curriculum. I'm not really good at designing these PowerPoint slides, but there are these 5 courses, as you can see here. The first one is the Introduction to Research Data Management and Changes in Research Activity and Theory of Information Management. So in the following slides, I will go into more detail about this. But the basis is about research data management, about why it is needed. We hope students can first study that, and then after that, looking at the changes in research activity and theory of information management. We are a graduate school. We look at information management theory. So in order to build up practical skills, we want our students to understand the theory behind that. So that's why we have included this in the course. And under that, you have Research Data Management Service 1 and 2. This is where Research Data Management Service will be covered, and to pick up some areas, what is most needed in terms of services. And then Research Data Management Service Exercise. So this is where students can get some hands-on experience. So in the top, you have the theory being covered, and as well as the background. And then after that, you will get some practical skills through exercises. So that's the buildup of the curriculum. And through all this, we want people to understand knowledge as well as practical skills for research data management services. So now looking at each of the different courses, I would like to explain in more detail. The first one is Introduction to Research Data Management. It's 1 credit it offers for the 15-hour course. So it's a 90-minute class over 8 times. So this will look at the social needs of research data services and the role of research institutions. We will have students understand that, and to look at the trends of research data management. And in this case, Japan, the data policies in Japan will also be covered under this course. And in relation to this symposium, the significance and necessity of research data management. And recently, we often hear about research DX, education DX, but at universities, the information governance, what would this mean? And at each university, there are policies concerning research data. Therefore, what are the characteristics of the data policies at universities will also be covered. And the roles of university libraries. Should university libraries be involved? I believe that could be the starting point of a discussion, but including that, we hope that the students can think together with us over this issue, and also the supporters of research data management.
Next, I want to talk about changes in research activity and theory of information management. This course will give 1 credit for 15 hours. In order to support research data management, we need supporters. They will have to provide services in line with the research life cycle. Research activities, the nature of those activities have changed. Now we are focusing on data-driven research. So there has been changes in research activities. How these changes are related to research data management. This relationship will be taught in this course. In the first half of the course, conducting research and research life cycle, data-driven research and data life cycle, and also academic information and data preservation and reuse. All of these are included in the course. In the second half of the course, we'll be focusing on the Department of Library Sciences. We can provide the principles of information management. We would like to have students understand the principles and also principles of information management in archival study. In terms of archives, we have to consider assessment, selection, and disposal of information. These are important topics. So what is important, it's really about principles and philosophy of dealing with data. Next, I want to talk about two courses, Research Data Management Service 1 and 2. This is the continuation of two courses. The actual research life cycle will be the basis for understanding what kind of research data management service is necessary. And this course teaches students exactly that. If you look at these items, I think these are the contents that are included in this course. So let me explain by looking at this slide. What kind of research data service is provided? We will be introducing most advanced examples of data services. The University of Illinois Research Data Service Department, and also we visited the University of Michigan. They also have example of research data service. So in the beginning, I think we will be focusing on overseas use cases, but eventually we will be seeing the advent of advanced research data services. So in a few years' time, we'll be able to introduce Japanese examples as well. The next topic is building and designing services. At Kyushu University, we established a new division of research data service. What would be a good format or what type of services should we provide? It depends on the nature of the university. So this is a topic that looks at how to design the data services that is most suitable to a specific university. Young researchers or graduate student we would like to provide education as part of literacy education. We want to focus on data management as part of that literacy education as well. Also, along with the research life cycle, we will pick and select content before the research, during the research, and after the research. We have different topics selected. Before the research project starts, especially going forward, we will have to have the DMP. So there will be a need to provide support for data management plan. In the United States already, over 10 years ago, the support is given to prepare data management plans. It's no longer a major part of the services. But in Japan, we are just starting creating DMPs. So we would like to examine what kind of support we can provide for DMP creation. And during the research, we'll be looking at organization of research data, focusing mainly on labs. For example, what is the nomenclature of files? What should be the folder structures? So it's general thoughts on file and folder management. When it comes to data disclosure, we tend to focus so much on the disclosure. But in order to make sure data is disclosed in an appropriate manner, we need to manage research data at creation. So we would like to be involved in data organization as well. So that's why we added this topic. Especially at universities, there are labs, there are also joint research opportunities. So there will be co-authors, joint researchers. In such a case, we have to teach methods to organize research data appropriately as well. And so data inheritance. This may be unique to university libraries. We have graduate school students. The turnout, they will be changed every 2 years, and data has to be inherited. Previous researchers' data should be located, so appropriate data inheritance will be part of the necessity. As for the post-research topics, we will be looking at data repository. That is part of the preparation for disclosure. We will be looking at policies with regard to data set, data cleaning, and we have to make sure we have sufficient list of data sets. And do we have enough README files? Are metadata attached? These are important questions. So what will be required is taught. And lastly, in a practical program like this is rare. That is to focus on the mindset of research data management support personnel. So data management supporters, currently they don't know exactly where to start. Since they are not experts, they may not be confident in providing sufficient data management support. Our approach is to encourage them to start where they can, start with low-hanging fruit. There is a lot that they can do as information management experts. So it's more about how to approach data management, what should be their attitude. It's more like psychological, mental states of supporters in providing data management support. I think this is a good preparation for them. For these courses, iSchool of the University of Illinois and University Library, they agreed to provide support for us. In the beginning of each course, there may be a video by iSchool. We will be able to show that video in the beginning of different courses. So that was the idea. Lastly, I want to talk about the exercises. Research data management service exercise. the knowledge that is required to provide support. Actually, it's designed to have students acquire practical skills. In other courses, there are a lot of lectures and not so much exercise, but this is really about setting students or hands-on the actual practices. We may have to tweak the contents as time goes by, but in the beginning, we will first talk about how to investigate the needs of researchers as they provide research data management. There are different faculty members from the Graduate School of Integrative Frontier Science. They are willing to provide support. So we'll have students interview faculty members of the graduate school to try to explore the needs for research data management support as part of the exercises. Why are we suggesting this or proposing this? The library staff members and researchers, library staff members will be hesitant in trying to talk to researchers. They should be used to talking to them. So we would like to provide opportunities for them to interview researchers. So once they really start their career, they should be confident enough in talking to researchers. And I think we will encourage them to suggest ideas for research management, and there will be opportunities for them to listen to those who already have rich experience in this area. So these are how we organize our courses. Lastly, I want to talk about the schedule, the timetable. This will be face-to-face courses. Very first course will be intensive lecture on October 14th and 15th, 2023. So students are asked to come to伊都campus of Kyushu University. With regard to the theory course, after November, we will have 4 classes on Saturdays. These will be completed in 2 days. There will be details announced later on. People are allowed to participate online, but basically this is a live class, live streaming, so they have to come online at a certain time. For other courses, these will be opened after April 2024. For detailed class schedule will be announced on the website next week. Basically, courses will be held on Saturdays. Depending on the students, we may change the schedule. And this is about how to apply for these courses. On the Library Science homepage, you will find this application information on the website. If you wish to apply, you may do so from next week. So if you are interested, please do make the application. And I think it's going to be next week. There will be individual consultation opportunities. If you go to the homepage of the Department of Library Science, you would find how you will receive that consultation. And the program is available for graduate school students of Kyushu University. Do not have to go through this procedure. They do not go through this application procedure. So including a little bit of a sales pitch of this certification program, I'd like to conclude my presentation and the certificate program. Thank you.
So I think I've used all my 30 minutes allocated. And concerning the questions that I've received, I think later on, Dr. Tomiura will be able to answer them later. So if you do not have internet connection at home, what should we do? Is one question that I've received. If possible, I hope that you can come to Kyushu University. There is an environment where you can connect to the internet. Or maybe utilize your workplace or other places that provide internet connection. I do hope that you can find a place to connect to the internet. Any other questions or comments? So can postdoc researchers also be involved who may be managing research data within the university labs? Well, the people who we have in mind are people who provide support for research data, people who actually handle the research data, like researchers, are not really the focus. People who will support them are the targets. So yes, of course, postdoc researchers may take the course, but the people who we have in mind are people on the supporting side of research data management, not people who are really knowledgeable about certain disciplinary fields.
If there are more than 10 applicants, do you screen them? How do you select the students? We would like to accept as many as possible, but if there will be, say, 100 applicants, we will talk to them, but basically we are trying to accept as many. I may have already mentioned, so how to select them, we will actually consult with them. And the practice course, did you mention the actual researchers will provide the support? Research data management. The researchers who do not know much about data management, we will have students interview them, trying to identify what are the specific needs. And that's what we are planning to do. So I think my time is up. So I will conclude my session, my talk.